Okay. Fabulous. All right. Thank you for joining me for a 75-minute yoga class. We're going to start with 3 rounds of sun salutes to warm up our body, and then we will hop into 26 into yoga, 26 yoga asanas, postures, and 2 breathing exercises. If at any point something does not feel right for your body, remember that you can modify, you can do something else, or you can skip it entirely. Yoga can be challenging at times, and that's okay, but we're never going to a point of pain, a point where we could cause harm to ourselves or others. For the sun salutes, you'll come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together. I'll stand back a bit and show you in periphery. Take a moment, stand up nice and tall with your arms down by your sides. Bring your hands together at heart center, and we'll begin with 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar, a sun salute. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up as if you were saluting or greeting the sun. Slowly exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the floor in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees, put your hands on the floor shoulder width distance, and step back into a high plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, hug your elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. You can bend one knee, straighten the other, and then press your heels to the floor, hips to the ceiling, drop your head, look for your thighs behind you. If down dog is not speaking to you, come down onto your knees, take a child's pose instead, sink your hips down as you stretch your arms forward. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen back, halfway lift, shoulders away from ears. Slowly exhale, bend your knees, fold, relax your head. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down at heart center, 2 more. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, keep looking forward, step back into your plank or tabletop, and let's hold here for a moment. If that lowering down motion does not work for you, skip it. Go straight from your plank or tabletop directly into your child's pose or down dog. Otherwise, hug your elbows in all the way and imagine you're pulling yourself down. Inhale, come up into your back bend. If you're doing up dog, thighs off the floor, push the floor away from you, chest proud, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog, or sink your hips down for child's pose. And maybe if you've never done a child's pose, do a child's pose, or if you've never done a down dog, do a down dog. Heels to floor, hips to ceiling, relax your head. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, shoulders out at ears. Slowly exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up with a flat back, hinge at your hips, look up. Exhale, hands down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank, keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, down dog, your child's pose. Last down dog, try to get your heels to the floor. If your heels don't naturally touch the floor, you can try taking a wider stance. If you have tight hamstrings, you can also micro bend your knees so you're not putting too much pressure on the backs of the legs. Otherwise, press your knees back. Inhale, look forward, step forward, float forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Wonderful, that's our little warm up. We will now hop into our beloved 26 and 2 yoga sequence, beginning with pranayama, deep breathing, good for your lungs and respiratory system. Bring your feet together, toes, heels touching nicely. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs. Bring your knuckles underneath your chin like glue. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. HA, sound, head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Good, inhale. Elbows out and arms up. Slowly bring your chin down, look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Arms forward, elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, head down. Breathe in through your nose, down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, open your mouth wide, tip your head back, stretch your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, keep the weight in your heels, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your butt, lock your legs. Exhale, head up, weight stays in the heels, hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thigh muscles tight. Inhale, head down. As you inhale, suck your stomach in, depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, head up even as you exhale. Abdomen in, shoulders down, elbows up, triceps parallel to the floor. Inhale, head down. So the lower body stays still like a statue, just the neck and arms moving. Exhale, head up. So just your head drops back, no backward bending. Try not to stick your butt out. Arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Let's make this the last breath. In the first set, spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in, breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling, push, squeeze, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down. You can roll out your shoulders and head. Second set, feet together, interlock your fingers, switch the grip, glue your knuckles underneath your chin. I'll show you from the side. So rather than sticking your butt out right, you want to tuck your tailbone under, pull the abdomen in, stretch the chest up, concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, full lungs. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows touch, 1. Inhale, head in, breathing in through the nose, down through the throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, breathing out from the bottom of the lungs, middle of the lungs, top of the lungs, lungs empty. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push the air out. Inhale, head down. So make this the deepest breath so far. Chin down, elbows up, look straight ahead. Exhale, head up. Use your knuckles to push your head back. Squeeze your palms together, wrists together, forearms, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Now use your chin to push your knuckles down. Palms face the floor, wrists straight, forearms frame the face. Exhale, head up. Use your eyes to trace an arc along the ceiling. So without backward bending, look all the way back, stretch the arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Let's do 2 more breaths. In the second set, look straight ahead. Can you bring your elbows back as well as up? Exhale, head up. Can you grow taller? Even as you exhale, chest up, stomach in, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life. When your lungs are totally full, surprise yourself. Take in 1 more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Take your time, let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Good, change. Arms down, you can roll out your shoulders and head. Ardha Chandrasana with Padastasana, half moon with hands to feet pose, feet together. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together. Interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, nice tight grip, stretch up out of your waist, and bend right and left, right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, stretch up a little taller like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels, press your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, bring your head and arms back, touch your biceps to your ears. But again, you're not sticking your butt out. You just want to press your hips forward, abdomen in, inhale, breathing, stretch all the way up to the ceiling, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the right as you push your hips to the left. There is a squirrel eating a cicada outside of my window. It is very graphic. Keep the weight in your heels. Press your hips a little forward. Squeeze your palms together. My God, upper body back. Touch your biceps to your ears. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Push your left hip a little forward. Get your 2 hips in line. Without moving your hips, bring your right shoulder forward. Open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Imagine you could lean your whole body against a wall behind you. No curvature in the lower spine. Weight in the heels. Biceps with the ears. Inhale, lengthen your arms. Exhale, come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Imagine you could press your armpits, your chest, your shoulders, your face against a wall in front of you. Inhale, stretch up tall and slowly bend to the left as you press your hips to the right. So when we're tight, it's normal for the elbows and knees to bend or maybe the spine to twist, right? You want to keep the left shoulder forward and the right hip forward the whole time so everything stays nice and open. And remember that we're more interested in form than depth. So if you're coming down all the way but you're collapsing, it might look cool on Instagram, but it won't feel very good tomorrow. Make sure you're breathing, biceps with the ears, weight in the heels, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, press your biceps into your ears, squeeze your palms together, squeeze biceps, triceps, lock your arms. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, come down, push and push and push. Change, inhale to come up. First back bend of the day, take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open, relax your head back as far as it goes. You can give your head a gentle shake. Look for the floor behind you, squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. Whole spine back bending from coccyx to the neck. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Bend your total spine, backward bending. Keep the weight in your heels, lock your legs. Inhale, breathing, push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward and bring your arms back. Look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, stretch up nice and tall. Exhale, stomach in, fold with a flat back, biceps with yours, hands to floor, let your head hang heavy. Go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, flexible. Padastasana, hands to feet pose, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers. Pull on your heels. Roll your weight into your toes and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the back of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. With a smiling, happy face, keep pulling, keep stretching, keep breathing. Roll forward, hips up, knees back, pull, stretch, lengthen. Change, come up with a flat back, neck in line with the rest of your spine, chin away from the chest, good, arms down, and you stand a little taller. Second set, feet together, inhale, arms overhead, sideways, palms together, switch the grip, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs. Keep the weight in your heels, hips a little forward, hips and pelvis opening to the front of your mat, upper body back, chest and rib cage also opening. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly bend to the right as you press your hips to the left. Still breathing in and out through the nose. It's the push in the hips that drives the posture. It's Newton's third law. It's every yogi's favorite law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Sounds kind of like karma. If you push your hips to the left, you will stretch your upper body to the right without collapsing. Left hip a little forward, right shoulder a little forward. Come down, push your hips to the left. Come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up, stop in the middle, reset, palms together, stretch up tall, and slowly bend to the left as you press your hips to the right, still breathing in and out through your nose. Use your left hand to pull your right hand to the top left corner of the room. Push your left heel into the floor, push your right heel into the floor, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your glutes, push your hips a little further to the right, beyond your flexibility. Come down, push, left shoulder forward, come down, push, right hip forward, come down, push. Change, inhale to come up, second heart opener, deep breath, full lungs. Once you're got a deep breath, drop your head back as far as it goes, and then you can do little sips of air off of that initial breath. It's called 80-20 breathing. Squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine back bending, whole front of the body stretching. If your knees or elbows are bending, come up a little bit, lock your legs, squeeze palms, push thighs forward, push your hands back, arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, stretch up. Exhale, fold, chin away from chest as you go down, flat back. Once hands touch the floor, then relax your head, go for another walk. Move your hips, shake your head. Second set, Padastasana. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves or your heels from underneath. Little fingers touch, thumbs with the index fingers, all 10 fingers touching. Pull on your heels. Roll your weight into your toes and lift your hips up. Wrap your upper body around your lower body, like you're trying to touch your elbows together behind you, elbows to calves, stomach to thighs, chest to knees, face to the shins. No room for light and air between the upper and lower body. Keep pulling, keep stretching, keep breathing. Eyes open, pull on your heels. Roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, push your knees back, try to lock your legs. Good, change, come up, biceps with ears, chin away from the chest, nice, arms down, and you stand a little taller. Awkward Utkatasana, step your right foot to the right, about 6 inches hip width distance, insides of your feet perfectly parallel, like 11s, arms up, parallel to the floor, tricep muscles tight, all 5 fingers together, abdomen in, bend your knees, stick your butt out, sit back and down into a chair, feet flat position, spine straight to begin with, 100% of your body weight in your heels, sit down halfway only, hips into a chair. Suck your stomach in and lean your upper body back, depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles, suck it in, hold it in tight, bring a little bit more weight back into your heels, keep your hips down low, lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back, change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there, push your hips a little forward, spread your toes wide, come up maximum on your tippy toes, stretch up, bend your knees and sit down, keep lifting the heels up, pushing the big toes, pinky toes down, heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up, last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees together, squeeze your triceps tight, let your heels come a little off the floor, and slowly sit down. So if you squeeze your triceps, you can relax your shoulders, let your arm muscles do the work. Stop when there's a 1/2 inch gap between your hips and heels, squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight from the side, looks like you're holding a box. Change, slowly come up, knees together, thighs together, good, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down, take a breath. Step your right foot to the right, hip width distance, big toes point forward, insides of the feet, make an H as in hola. Bring your arms up parallel to the floor, triceps tight, fingertips active, bend your knees, stick your butt out, sit back and down. So you can stick your butt out and fold forward in the first part to get your thighs parallel to the floor, weight in the heels and lean back. Notice if your toes or heels are turning in or out, keep 6 inches between toes, heels, knees and hands. Now look forward, lift your chin up, chest up, change, come all the way up, stop in the middle, press your hips a little forward. So again, rather than sticking your butt out, you're gonna tuck your tailbone under, spread your toes wide, lift your heels, stretch up, bend your knees, and sit down. Heels a little higher, stomach in, knees a little higher, flat back, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change. Inhale to come up, whew, still working on that after all these years. Squeeze your knees together, let your heels come a little off the floor, and slowly sit down. Take your time, stop whenever you want. Keep sitting down, squeeze your knees together and forward. So notice if you're resting on your heels and try to lift up a little bit, abdomen in, triceps tight, fingertips active, change, slowly come up. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down. Eagle pose, Garasana, look at your arms, identify which arm is right, which arm is left, don't mix them up. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, swing right arm, under left arm, right under left, cross first, sit your elbows again if you can at your wrists, palms together, thumbs towards your nose, pinkies towards the front of your mat space. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down, stay down there, shift your weight to your left heel, and bring right leg over left leg as high as possible, right over left, cross twist and breathe. In and out through your nose. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like rope, sit down and lean back. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head, big stretch up. Swing left arm, under right arm, palms together, thumbs towards your nose, pinkies away from your face. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down. Shift your weight to your right heel and bring your left leg over your right leg as high as possible, left over right, and take a breath. On this side, knees a little to the left, upper body to the right. You want wrists over elbows, elbows over knees, knees over ankle. Bring the weight back into your heel, sit down and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, second set. Let right arm flop under left arm. So the more relaxed your arms are when you're twisting them, the easier it is to wrap. Pull elbows down, one day fingers below the nose, bend your knees, sit back and down. Just like the first part of awkward, stay down there. And bring right leg over left leg. So every posture builds on the next one, right? Left hip a little forward, 2 hips in line. Right shoulder a little forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Sit down low like you're sitting down into a chair. Maximum weight in your heel. Now lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, change. Inhale to come up, feet together, arms over your head. Last one, left arm under right arm, pull elbows down. You're decompressing shoulder blade, scapula. Bend your knees, sit down, keep the weight in your right heel, and bring your left leg over your right leg. So you're decompressing all 7 major joints in your body: deltoid, scapula, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles, 7 on each side. Think about bringing right knee to right, left knee to left, right elbow to right, left elbow to left. Feel deep compression running down the center line of your body among all your major joints. Sit down and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, arms down. Party time, grab a sip of water if you want. Realize one of my lights is off, it's a little dark. One moment, don't mind me. Haha, okay. Whee. Cheers, okay. So, as I occasionally point out, in pretty much every other version of eagle pose and other styles of yoga, the elbows lift up, which is a really fun stretch. If you've never done it, try it from time to time because it's a yummy stretch for the shoulders. But notably in this style of yoga, we pull the elbows down. We're purposely decompressing shoulder blade, scapula, so that when we round down in the next posture, this part of your spine is already ready to go, right? It's the whole idea of every posture prepares you for the next one. Standing head to knee, Dandayamana, Janusharasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, squeeze your left thigh tight, lift your right leg up, point your toes, flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back. Notice if one hip is way higher than the other. Try to sink your right hip down so your 2 hips are even. Squeeze your left glute. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, round down and pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. From start to finish, standing legs should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamppost, unbroken. You have no need. If you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, breathing, slowly, gently, lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower. Standing leg locked. Lewis, you look ethereal with the light behind you. Take a breath, kick your heel forward. Flex your toes back. If both legs lock, bend elbows down, touch elbows to calf muscles. One day elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. Shift your weight to your right leg. Squeeze your right thigh tight. Lift your left leg up and point your toes. Flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back. And again, notice if one hip is higher than the other, left hip down on this side. Option to stay here or round down and pick up your left foot. All 10 fingers interlock. So now you're starting to round your spine and compress your abdomen. You can stay right here in the setup, or when you're ready, slowly lift your left leg up. Notice if your standing leg is bending and wobbling a lot. Think about lifting your hips up a lot and maybe pushing your knee back a little bit. For my hyper-flexible folks, you don't need to hyperextend your knee. You just want the knee joint relatively over the ankle joint rather than the big toe. And this will take weight away from the kneecap. Really lift the right thigh up as you press your left heel forward. If both legs lock, puff up your chest and bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles. One day elbows go below the calf muscle, heel forward, hips forward, toes back, left hip down. Change. Slowly reverse out. You can put your hands on your back and do a little back bend, or an even second set. Shift your weight to your left leg, contract your inner thigh, outer thigh, lift your kneecap, squeeze your left butt cheek. Lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, round down, and pick up your foot. Make sure you're using your side seat as well, like you're using all of the muscles and your glutes, your quads, right? All of the muscles that surround the hip and knee joints. When you're ready, lift your right leg up. So you want to use your muscle strength to keep the bones and joints stable. Both legs lock, bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles, tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 1. Take your time. Slowly come out, step by step. Last one, shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze right thigh tight, lift your left leg up, flex your toes back, drop left hip down, round down, pick up your left foot, webbing to webbing grip, concentrate, meditate, don't forget to have fun. Inhale, lift your left leg up, keep your face relaxed the whole time. Heel forward, toes back, if both legs lock, You feel tremendous stretching feeling on the backs of both legs. Bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles. Move your hips forward, heel forward. Tuck chin to chest. Put your forehead on your knee. If your forehead is on your shin, keep moving your hips and heel forward so knee and head come together. Breathe. When you're ready, take your time. Slowly reverse out. Good for you. Standing bow pulling pose, Dandayamana, Dhanurasana, feet together. Bring your right hand up. Elbow touches the body, palm faces the ceiling. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone, thumb with your index finger. Bring your left arm up and back, right hip forward and down, knees together to start. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, take a breath, stretch up, and slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously, kick your right leg back and up. Take your time. You have 2 sets in your whole life. At first, you just want to find a place where you can balance, breathe, and back bend. As you're ready, you're going to start to bring the body down and the leg up. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. So from the side, 2 heels in line, kick back and up. In other words, 2 shoulders in line. Touch your chin to your shoulder, shoulder blade scapula stretching away from the body. Kicking and stretching equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Body down more, leg up more. Kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up and take a breath. Bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, thumb with your index finger, right arm up, knees together. Lift your right kneecap, point your left toes, lift your chin, take a breath, stretch up, and slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously kick your left leg back and up. And this side might feel a little or a lot different for you. It does for me. If you fall out, hop back in, and just keep playing around, right? I like to think of it as like playing yoga rather than doing yoga or practicing yoga. You just adjust a little bit slowly over time, meeting yourself wherever you are, right? So some days are easy, some days not so much. Some days both sides feel good or one side is like, whew, it's really hard, and that's okay. You're just meeting yourself exactly where you are. Use your right tricep, squeeze right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, body down to parallel, leg up to the ceiling, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. So, we were talking about the French Open before class, and when I think about like my favorite tennis players, golfers, basketball players, one of the things that they have in common is at a certain point they change their swing, which means that for a while they're not as good, but then they get better. And it's the same thing in yoga. Sometimes when we figure out how to balance on one leg, we want to stay there, right? Even if we're starting to realize like the alignment is a little bit off, don't be afraid to change your swing or your shot, even if it means that you start to fall out after a long time of hanging around in a posture, right? Sometimes falling out of a posture means that we're finally, or just doing it a little bit different, maybe not going as deep, maybe going deeper. All of these things are actually a sign that like we're really starting to check in with our body, really starting to listen to alignment cues. Second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right, reach back, pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up, knees together. So I'm working on keeping my hips in line, and it is really hard. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, lift your chin, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, and breathe. Kick into your hand, stretch forward, breathe through your nose. Squeeze your inner thigh, outer thigh, lift your kneecap, point your right toes, come down, body down more, leg up more. Charge your body forward, try to touch the wall in front of you, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up, slowly with control. Okay, last one, bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot, at the ankle, right arm up, knees together. Lift your right kneecap, point your left toes, lift your chin, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, and breathe. All 5 fingers together, thumb with your index finger, palm of your right hand faces the floor. Get your right arm exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Charge your body forward. You're kicking in two directions. You're kicking back and you're kicking out, body down to parallel, big toe to the ceiling, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. Okay, come to the back of your mat, Tula Dandasana balancing stick, feet together, inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs and lean back. Step your right foot forward. So let's work on the hips, move your left hip forward, lock both legs, point your left toes, and without letting your left hip pop up, you're gonna slowly come down, even if it means you don't go down as far. So left hip down, sole of left foot flat to the ceiling, body down to parallel eventually, leg up to parallel, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, stretch up tall, step your left foot forward. Let's work on shoulder alignment. Touch your biceps to your ears, stretch up, point your right toes and tilt. Keep your arms with your ears the whole time, even if it means you don't come down as far, right? We're working on the alignment like a Serena Williams situation, right hip down, right foot to the right, body down more, leg up more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down, take a breath. Second set, arms overhead, sideways, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, switch the grip, lean back, step your right foot forward, lock both legs, stretch, point your toes, tilt. So arms with your ears the whole time, even if you don't go down as far. Squeeze palms together, touch biceps to ears, chest down, leg up, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, big stretch up, abdomen in, step your left foot forward, lock both legs, push your right hip forward, point your right toes and tilt. So right hip down, right foot to the right, spiral your inner right thigh up, keep your hips in line. It's hard, I know. Use your left side seat, right hip down, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Enough of that. You can come to the top of your mat and face the long side of your mat for the next 3 postures. I will face you, standing separate leg stretching, Dandayamana Bikattapada Paschimottanasana. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big stretch. Lock your legs, you can turn your toes in. Lock your legs, lift your chest, swan dive forward without bending your knees. Couple options. Once you get to the floor, if you have tight knees or hamstrings, you can always start with your hands on the floor in front of you, roll forward, bring the weight into your arms. From here, you can grab the outsides of your feet or eventually even your heels from behind. Everybody roll forward like a wheel. Find your edge. Lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your legs. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine, whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead. Touch your forehead to the floor in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up without bending your knees. Good, step your right foot back, arms over your head, slowly arms down, stand tall. Second set, step your right foot to the right, arms overhead, step your right foot to the right, big step, arms down parallel to the floor, toes in, heels out, chest up, go down, stick your butt up all the way down, grab your heels, roll forward. So if your knees are bending a lot, think about lifting your hips up a lot and pushing your knees back a little bit. But for my hyper flexible folks, don't worry so much about pushing the knees back, right? If you can hyperextend your knee joint so that your knee goes beyond your ankle, you don't need to do that. You just want your knee joint relatively over your ankle joint. So your knee is not over your big toe. That takes weight away from the knee joint. But especially if you're flexible, think less about pushing the knees back and more about lifting the kneecaps up as you roll forward. Keep pulling, keep stretching, touch your head to the floor in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up. Very nice, step your right foot back, arms over your head, slowly with control, arms down. Triangle, Trikonasana, inhale, arms overhead, big stretch. Exhale, step right foot to the right, big step. Arms down parallel to the floor. Press your hips forward, squeeze your butt, lean your upper body back. Stretch your arms apart. Turn your right foot out, maybe left toes in a little bit, maybe left hip forward a little bit, maybe not. Inhale, bend your right leg and lunge. Can take a wider or shorter step that helps you to sit down more. Lean back, keep your spine straight in the middle, and move your arms at the same time. Right elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, profile of your face would be visible to the side of your mat. Push your left hip forward and down. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow and lift your right side body off of your right thigh. Use your right obliques. Turn and twist upper body back like spine twisting posture. Sit down more, chest up more. Lock your left leg. Keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change. Rotate your arms. Straighten your right leg. Right toes in, left toes out, 2 heels in line. Inhale, bend your left leg and lunge. Make sure your heels are in line, not crisscross. Sit down low, lean back. Keep your spine straight in the middle and move arms at the same time. Elbow in front of the knee. Aim your fingertips towards your big toe rather than your heel. Look up, chin to shoulders, stretch up. Actively reach your right arm up. Stretch your left arm down. You want to feel this huge stretch across your chest. Arms at 6 and 12 o'clock, so left rib cage forward a little bit, right rib cage back a little bit, sink your right hip down, push your left knee back, use your left obliques, lift up, turn, twist upper body back, sit down more, chest up more, lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, and slowly with control, arms down, take a breath. Second set, arms overhead sideways. Step your right foot to the right, big step. Lock your legs, lift your chest. Turn your right foot out, maybe left toes in. Bend your right leg and lunge. If your knee is going way beyond your ankle joint, take a wider step. You want your knee over your ankle, right? It takes weight away from the knee. Sit down, lean back, and move arms, elbow in front of the knee. A little in front of the ankle is okay, but if it's like way beyond, right? Knee over ankle, shin perpendicular to the floor. Hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Can you touch your big and second toe without touching the floor? Look up, stretch up, left hip down, right knee back, turn, twist, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, move your arms, press the right heel into the floor. Right toes in, left toes out. Quick check, 2 heels in line, maybe left toes out a little bit more, maybe right toes in a little bit more. Make sure your right big toe is pointing forward or even in a little bit. Bend your left leg, sit down, lean back, and move your arms. So notice if the right toes start to turn out or your knee or ankle is wobbling, right? You want to lift your right kneecap up the whole time and try to squeeze your heels together to use the inner thigh strength. Sit a little bit lower. Push your right hip forward and down. Push your left knee back, look up, stretch up, turn and twist. Lock your right leg, right foot, flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, and slowly with control, arms down. Heart rate beating, so fun. Standing, separate leg, head to knee, Dandayamana, Bikram, Janu Sharasana. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch, palms together. Only cross your thumbs. Exhale, step your right foot to the right. Big step, 3 to 4 feet. Pivot on your heels to one side of the room. If you're on the long side of your mat, you will face the back of your mat. Turn your back, left toes in. Push your left hip forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line. Backside foot makes a 45-degree angle, or maybe turn it in even more. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. So that's one of my tricks for rotating my hips, is to turn the back toes in to even more than 45 degrees. Depending on how wide your hips are, you might find that you need to turn your toes in more. Bend your front leg, touch your knee, and head together. Front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Stretch your fingertips beyond your big and second toe. Bring maximum weight to your right front foot, right hip up a little bit, left hip forward a little bit, 2 hips in line, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, left hip forward, left shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Good, pivot on your heels to the other side of the room, uncross your heels, turn your back toes in, push your right hip forward, left rib cage back, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down slowly, stomach in, right hip forward, left rib cage back, chin to chest, touch your exactly, forehead and knee together. Stretch your fingertips beyond your big and second toe, bring your weight to your front foot, rotate left hip back and right hip forward so your hips are even. If your forehead and knee aren't yet touching, you can try taking a wider step, bending your front leg more, turning your back toes in more, or tucking your chin to your chest. Eventually forehead and knee touch, but you're never forcing your body. Push forehead into knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly come up, hands together, arms with ears, chin to chest, head up last. Good, pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down, take a breath. Go again. Arms overhead, palms together, cross your thumbs, maybe other thumb on top. Step your right foot to the right, a generous step. View this as an opportunity to be generous with yourself. Pivot on your heels, make it an offering. Turn your back toes in, move left hip forward, right hip back, tuck your chin to your chest, and you go down, round, scoop, curl, tuck, concave, chin to chest, abdomen in, touch your forehead and knee together. It's finally warm enough in the year that I'm having like sweat drip into my nostril, which is like one of the things that I'm most nostalgic for in a 105-degree room for, is just sweat dripping into your eyeballs and nostrils. Oh, what a delight. Chin to chest, abdomen in, touch your forehead and knee together, nose burning. Oh, right hip up, left hip down, the good stuff, right? Push your forehead into your knee a couple times real quick. Lock both legs, hands together. Change, imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest, arms like an extension of your spine. Head up last, pivot on your heels. I'll face you. Make sure your heels are in line, but they're not crisscross. You're on a yoga mat, not a tightrope. Turn your back toes in, push your right hip forward, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. Arms with the ears, one day arms behind the ears, pushing the head down, right? Maybe balance challenge, hands together in prayer. Arms are straight, touch forehead and knee together. Rotate the right hip forward, try to get your two hips in line, two shoulders in line, right? That way both sides of your back round equally the same as you squeeze, compress, and strengthen your abdominal wall. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, one day arms behind the ears, head pushes arms up, head up last. Very nice, pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down. Come to the middle of your mat and towel for tree pose and then toe stand. Lock your left leg and lift your right leg up. Tadasana. It's kind of like a magic trick. Tadasana, heel to costume, sole of foot flat to ceiling, slowly, gently. Let your right knee drop down and back. Never force your knees. Right hand up to the center of your chest. If you can balance, left hand. Move your right hip a little forward, right knee back, and if you're sticking your butt out, tuck your tailbone under, stretch up. Change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze your right thigh tight, and lift your left leg up. This side might feel different. Heel to costume. Let your left knee drop. Left hand up to the center of your chest. If you can balance, right hand. Hips forward, left hip a little forward, left knee back, abdomen in. Stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Change, left leg down. You can do a second set of tree, or you can try toe stand, Padangusthasana. Pick a spot on the floor, 4 feet in front of you. Don't move your eyes, don't even blink. Lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. Anywhere above your knee is great, anywhere on the thigh. If your foot is prone to sliding, you can hold on to your foot. Otherwise, bring your hands together, concentrate, meditate, fold. Hands to floor, lean forward, bend your knee, sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips. Think third part of awkward pose. Squeeze your knees together and forward. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand up, palms together, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Third part of awkward pose prepares you for this posture. Hands on the floor. If you're having a breakthrough, keep going. Otherwise, lift your hips up. Push your hips forward. And when you're ready, change. Right leg down. Squeeze your right thigh tight. Lift your left leg up. So eventually 2 knees in line. For most of us, right, this knee's lifted, but eventually 2 knees in line. You can bring one or both hands together. Option to stay here or fold forward. If you've been coming for a while, go down with a flat back. Hands to floor, lean forward like you're gonna do a handstand. Bend your knee, bring your knees through your arms, sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips and try to have your heel in the center line of your butt rather than on your left butt cheek, if you know what I mean. Left hand up to the center of your chest, right hand up. Spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. When you're ready, hands to floor. You can come up on 2 feet or push your hands into the floor to straighten your standing leg. Heel to floor, and then press your hips forward to reverse out. Very nice. Change, left leg down. Honor yourself, give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around. Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. We are on the floor for the rest of class. I'm gonna adjust our camera angle a little bit. Okay. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Heels together, toes fall open, arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal. Inhale and exhale. So some of you may know there like a
documentary on HBO came out about Tiger Woods, I think in like January or February, and I finally watched it. And I grew up in a big golfing family and a big like sports family in general. So our vacations usually revolved around going to some sort of sporting event. So I've gotten to see Tiger Woods play and win several times in my life, which is pretty cool from a yogic perspective, because when he plays, he gets into a really beautiful zone of focus that is nothing short of meditative. But one of the things they talk about in this documentary is, earlier, right, I was talking about, part of a long-term yoga practice is at some point you're going to figure out how to balance on one leg. And at some point you're going to figure out that your alignment is off and you're not going to want to fix it, because that means that you're falling out again, right? And for him, and like when you watch a lot of people who are really good at their sport, whatever that is, and obviously sports are different than yoga, but like for him, in his quest to perfect his shot or to like redo his swing, he did so much repetition that it ended up ruining his back. Now, I also really believe that a lot of back pain is attached to emotions and trauma, and like, boy, talk about someone who like has some stuff to work through, right, on a like psychological, emotional, spiritual level. I always used to say he's a candidate for hot yoga, bad back, bad attitude, come on in. But in that repetition, in his quest for perfection, he overdid it, right? And he ended up getting hurt. And at one point in this documentary, they talk about how him and his family used to make fun of this other golfer named Phil Mickelson, because Phil Mickelson wasn't in as good of shape. But as you might know, if you're a golf fan, Phil Mickelson at 50 years old, like just won a major tournament and was like the oldest golfer to win a major tournament, I think maybe ever at 50. And it's interesting, right? Because he was never in as good a shape as Tiger Woods and probably didn't practice as much as maybe Tiger Woods thought he should have. But here he is at 50 doing what he loves, right? So it's a sweet spot between patience and determination. If you're too determined, you get hurt. If you're too patient, not much happens, right? So we're always finding that middle ground trajectory, 45-degree angle, half of 90 in yoga. Pavanamuktasana, when removing pose, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin, nice tight white knuckle grip, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, completely avoid your rib cage, keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, pull, squeeze, breathe, change, right leg down, bend your left leg up, pull your knee out and down, nice tight grip, push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands, change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows, each other, give yourself a big hug for coming to yoga today, yes, squeeze your knees together and down, keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, hold and breathe. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone joint skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Change, arms down, eyes open, take a breath. Second set, bend your right leg up, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder. Keep your left shoulder on the floor, left sit bone on the floor, left calf on the floor, look down and breathe. Change, right leg down, pull your knee out and down. So we're opening through the shoulders and hips, and we're purposely putting pressure on the lower abdomen. This posture is good for your digestion. If you ever have a stomach ache, you can do this posture. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows, each other, maybe other elbow on top. Give yourself a big hug, keep your two heels in line side by side. Head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, breathe. Change, arms down and eyes open. So the repetitive nature of this yoga is beautiful and meditative, and I think reassuring in a constantly changing world. But you have to make sure that just because the postures are the same doesn't mean that you're approaching them the same every class, right? Because some classes you might like sell yourself a little short, right? You have more energy than you realize, you can push harder. And some classes, gosh, all you can do is like take a knee and breathe. And that's okay too, right? Because you showed up to your yoga mat. But just because the postures are the same doesn't mean that you should address your practice or approach it the same every day. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, turn, lie on your abdomen for the spine strengthening series. Like there's this cool moment where Tiger Woods wins a golf tournament with like a broken kneecap, which is both really inspiring and really dumb, right? Because then he couldn't play after that, right? So you're not practicing through pain.
Bring your chin forward, place your hands flat on the floor just below your shoulders so your elbows point up to the ceiling. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail. Lock your legs, look up, and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Beautiful. Use 100% back strength. Come up halfway only. Just your belly button on the floor. Chest is in the air. Elbows stay bent. They make an L, a 90-degree angle like a rectangle. Roll your shoulders back and down. Stretch your elbows to your hip bones. Keep your feet together. Toes, heels touch. Lock your legs. Squeeze your butt. Push your feet down. Hips down. Hands down. Look up. Chin up. Chest up. Stretch up. Breathe up. Good. Change slowly with control. Lower down. Look to your right. Left ear on your mat. Arms down. Palms face the ceiling. Toes together. Heels fall open. Inhale through your nose. Feel the backs of your ribs expand. Exhale through your nose. Let your shoulders fall. Second set, bring your chin forward. Place your hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders so your elbows point up. Zip up your legs, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up, and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Open through your heart space. Look up towards the ceiling. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. So you're not dropping your head all the way down, but you're also not jamming it all the way back. You look beyond your eyebrows, so your eyeballs get a little bit of a stretch here. And where your eyes go, body will follow in time. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, push your feet, hips, and hands down. Lift your chest. Good. Change. Slowly lower down. Look to your left, right ear on your mat. Arms down, eyes open. If it hurts to look left and right, you can bend one or both arms so that your hands are close to your face, and this will take some pressure off of your neck and shoulders. Locust, Shalabhasana, chin forward, arms straight position. Rotate your arms to face the floor, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you as best you can. One day, pinky fingers touch. If your thumbs are touching, rotate your arms the other way, palms face the floor. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle, half of 90. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. Lock your right leg, lift your heel up, change, right leg down. Relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. This is an example of like the harder way is often the better way and the safer way. Shoulders down, spread your fingers wide, lift your heel up, change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down, mouth on your mat. Bring your arms a little closer, squeeze your butt. Lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, lift both legs up, come up. Everybody come up, you can do it. Struggle a little harder, don't give up. Mouth down, shoulders down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, lift your thighs up, change, lower down, bring your arms out, look to the right, and take a breath. So if you've ever cheated a little bit in this posture, you might realize that it's easier to lift up if you interlace your fingers, or if you have your knuckles, pardon me, if you have your palms face the floor rather than your knuckles. No, if you have your knuckles face the floor rather than your palms, you know what I'm saying? You do the opposite with the grip, but it's more dangerous for your shoulders. So that's a good example of you might lift up higher doing it a different way, right? But it's actually not as safe. And I think you see that throughout this style of yoga. The right way is often the hard way. There are no shortcuts. The only way out is through. And often the shortcut, right, is the long way. It actually, you'll get there faster than if you're cutting corners, because eventually that stuff kind of comes back to bite you alignment wise. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms straight position, rotate your arms, palms face the floor. So we're working on shoulder rotation first, palms face the floor. As you're ready, you're gonna bring your arms underneath your body, but you're never forcing your arms, right? Arms can stay out to the side. Just make sure palms down. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up. Lift your heel a little higher in the second set. Press your shoulders down more. Lock your right leg. Change, right leg down. Relax right leg. Lock your left leg. Point your left toes and lift your left leg up. Body down, leg up. Hip and forearm touch. Use the hip for leverage. Lift your left leg up. Point your left toes. Change. Left leg down. Grand finale. Tuck your chin in just a little bit so your mouth is down. Your chin isn't like all the way tucked to your chest, but mouth on your mat. Neutral neck, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, roll forward, lift both legs up, mouth down, shoulders down, knees, feet together, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Good, change, lower down, bring your arms out, look to the left, right ear on your mat, slow inhale, and easy exhale. Just let that one go. Purna Shalabhasana, full locust, chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings. Feet together, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up, and
lift, arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor. So nice, like a 747 taking off. Just your hip bones on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Keep your hands at a 45-degree angle, so your palms aren't all the way down, but they're also not all the way up, right? Thumbs at a 45-degree angle. Reach your arms apart, keep your knees, feet together. Lock your legs, thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings. Look to the right, left ear on your mat, inhale. And exhale. Second set, chin forward, arms out to the side, perpendicular to the body, but you're never forcing your shoulders, especially if you have frozen shoulder. You can keep your arms down, eventually arms out, feet together, lock your legs, point your toes, look up and lift. So there's some tightness in our body that we can just like work through, right? But there's other things like frozen shoulder, for example, like you would never want to force your arms out to the side. So just keep that in mind. And when in doubt, like talk to a medical professional, right? About what you can work through versus what you just want to like modify or skip. Lock your legs, point your toes, look up, thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings. Look to the left, right ear on your mat, inhale, and exhale. There's a joke in yoga that goes, sorry if my internet is unstable. There's a joke in yoga that goes, if your doctor tells you not to do yoga, get another doctor, which is kind of funny, but also like seriously, there are times in which your doctor might say, don't practice yoga, or specifically don't practice this posture. And that's like a good chunk of information to have in your back pocket, right? So especially if you are going through an illness or an injury, I always recommend talking to a medical professional. Bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, which some people in my community are kind of like, issue. So that's why I'm saying that. Grab your feet from the outside or just one foot, point your toes, squeeze your butt, look up towards the ceiling and kick into your hands. Good, continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. It's the kick that drives the posture. Roll forward once, freeze between your ribs and hips, hold still. Do little sips of air in and out through your nose. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, look up, kick and kick and kick. Good, change, slowly lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Second set, bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, point your toes, squeeze your buns, look up and kick into your hands. You're kicking in two directions. You're kicking back and you're kicking up. If this posture hurts your knees, I recommend squeezing your butt more and trying to kick up more than you're kicking back. So you're not putting as much pressure on your knees. Bring the insides of your wrists close together, straighten the wrists, point your toes, squeeze your inner thighs, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly lower down. Woo. Look to the left, right ear on your mat, and take a nice slow breath. Try not to anticipate, just participate, just enjoying the Savasana. Bring your chin forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat, fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. Okay, I'm gonna show you from the side, open your knees, open your feet, start in tabletop position, point your toes to the wall behind you. As you're ready, you're gonna walk your hands back and eventually sit down between your heels. If you're sitting on your feet, open your feet wider. If you can't sit between your heels yet, that's quite normal. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time. Eventually you can sit down between your heels, and when you're ready, put your hands on your feet, right elbow down, left elbow down, drop your head back, head to the floor, tuck your chin in to lengthen out the neck, shoulders on the floor, feels so good. Arms over your head, grab your elbows each other, look down the center line of your body and breathe. Good, change, put your hands on your feet, press yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. As you may remember, Tiger Woods won the Masters a few years ago, and it was like a huge comeback story. And I was on a girls' trip, and my girlfriends, none of them were golf fans. So I was like explaining to them like what we were witnessing. And at one point, I remember we were like at a pool bar, and all of the men in this hotel were surrounding this pool bar to watch Tiger Woods win. And they were like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Watch, in 5 seconds, they're all gonna scream, 'Get in the hole' at the same time." And my friends were like, "What?" And then 5 seconds later, everybody at the bar, "Get in the hole," right? Which if you follow golf is like a common phrase that one yells at a tournament in a moment of excitement. And that's one thing that I also love about this style of yoga, right? Is we have this like weird language that we talk to each other. Like I can look at you and joke, lock your knee, and like we kind of giggle about it, right? And I love that about this style of yoga, not just the repetition, but like we almost have our own little language that we can speak to each other. It's kind of fun. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Good, come to the top of your mat. Second set, open your feet, open your knees. First set was rough, try opening your knees a little wider. Option to keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time. If you can sit down between your heels easily, maybe bring knees together. That's the next step. When you're ready, put palms on soles. Right elbow, left elbow, drop your head back, head to floor. Tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor. Arms over your head, grab other elbow on top. If this is all easy, maybe walk your shoulders back closer to your hips to lift your chest higher like a natural human bridge. Good, change, put your hands on your feet. Press yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. Another thing about golf is that at an elite level, it is also very much a mental game. Heck, not even at an elite level, at like, if you ever talk to your dad or grandpa or husband or uncle or whatever, or wife or grandmother, whoever, it's not just men, whoever plays golf, right? Like it's a mental game at any level. You can practice your stroke as much as you want, but if your mindset is not there, it's much harder. Same thing with yoga, right? Especially for all of you who practice frequently. Sometimes, for example, if you think that you're going to fall out of a posture, you're going to fall out of a posture, right? But if you can visualize doing the posture, if you can conceive it in your mind, and if you can stay in a more meditative space, it becomes a little bit more accessible. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, good. Come to the back of your mat, half tortoise, Ardha Karmasana, sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, stretch up, and go down. You can put one or both hands on the floor to walk yourself in, or try touching forehead to floor, little fingers to floor, lock your arms, reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change, slowly come up. Very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. A funny thing happened when I was watching the documentary. One of the people interviewed in it is actually the husband of someone that I went to yoga teacher training with. And it reminded me of this Frances. She's like a mother of 5, 50 years old, looks like she's 30. And this is a teacher training, 2 classes a day. They're both meant to be 90 minutes in 105-degree heat. More likely, they're both 2 hours in 110-degree heat. And so you take breaks, right? Like you would just take Savasana. And Frances, like 8 weeks into the 9 weeks, realized that she'd never taken a break in class. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. And then other people started to realize that Frances had never taken a break in class. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, stretch up, and go down. Forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Get your elbows off the floor, reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize, stretch. Good, change, slowly come up. Very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. And this was a teacher training with over 300 people from 30 different countries. Many of us did not speak the same language, but everybody started to realize that Frances never had to take a knee. Even in camel pose, Frances was able to do every set. And then Frances started to put a lot of pressure on herself to not take a break. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the top of your mat, open your knees, 6 inches between your knees and feet. Put your hands on your back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Push your hips forward, keep your eyes open, look up, lift your nose, lift your chin, one day head goes back. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, go back halfway, freeze in the middle. You can stay right here, or when you're ready, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel, Thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, relax your head back. Look for your toes behind you. Good, change. Put your hands on your back. Press yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. And so then Frances had a very human moment in which she put a little too much pressure on herself and she had to take a break. And you know what? Nothing happened. Nothing changed. She graduated teacher training. She was in amazing shape. I'm sure she's a great yoga teacher. But that pressure that she put on herself, like, oh, I've never taken a break, right? Started to build up, right? So especially towards the end of class, it's a mental game. We're not in heat, so maybe it's not quite as much of a mental game, but sometimes at this point in class, it's like, what's for dinner? What comes next? And it's just an invitation to play that mental game of concentration and meditation and return back to your breath, return back to your body, return to second set of camel, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. And is there anything better than camel pose on hump day? Second set, open your knees, open your feet. Let's make a camel's hump with our body. Put your hands on your back. Maybe try bringing elbows closer together behind you. Sometimes this is enough of a heart opener. When you're ready, you can look up. One day head goes back. Option to stay here or go back halfway. Option to stay here, or when you're ready, grab your heels. Thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up. Drop your head back, be still, and breathe. Good, change. Put your hands on your back, press yourself up like you're doing the limbo. Head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. Let everything stretch out and realign. Let the floor hold you up. So the same way that in athletic endeavors, rest is important. Even just like if you're a gym person, right? You have like your rest day. It's important even within a yoga sequence that we have this rest between postures. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. It's kind of cool, right? Like it's the reset is built in within the sequence. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, rabbit, Sasangasana, make L's with your hands like little bunny ears. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Chin to chest, forehead to knees, automatically top of head to floor. Pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. Take a breath. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat, second set, knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Grab your heels from the outside, stretch up tall, tuck your chin to your chest, and make the entry into the posture part of the experience. So take your time going into it. Try to feel each part of your body moving. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your back. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl, head up last, turn around, Savasana. Can you imagine if in golf, the only thing that mattered was the moment that like the ball goes into the hole, right? Obviously, like that's how the score happens. That's how you win or lose. But it's the shots that you make along the way that are actually interesting and that actually make it like a game to watch or play. Same thing with yoga. It's not about the end product. It's not about getting the ball in the hole, right? It's about what happens on the way. It's the shots you make along the way, right? You know, like where your tee is, all that. Legs together, arms over your head. Tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, we're gonna do 2 quick sets of head to knee with stretching, Janu Shavasana. Right leg out to the top right corner of your mat, bend your left leg all the way in, sorry, going. Arms over your head, stretch up tall, turn to your right. Tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing under the ball of your foot. Flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg all the way in, stretch up tall, turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, put your exactly forehead on your knee. So you're not kissing your knee, you're not smelling your knee, right? Especially in this final head to knee posture. Touch your forehead and knee together, chin to chest, elbows down. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. Option to stay here if you're skipping the sit-ups or lay back and sit up. Paschimottanasana stretching, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with peace sign fingers, thumbs on top. Scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Knees can stay bent if it helps you keep a flat back. If your legs are straight, stick your butt out, lock your legs and fold. Stomach to thighs, pull, chest to knees stretch, one day toes and head touch. Very nice, change, come on up. Turn around, Savasana. Okay, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Second set, right leg out, left leg in. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. Switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll into the left. Good, change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up tall. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, put your forehead on your knee. So if your leg is straight, try to lock your leg. Try to get the back of your knee on the floor, heel off the floor, elbows down, right sit bone down, right shoulder down, roll into the right. Good, change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. Option to stay here or lay down and pop back up. Show you from the side. Second set, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes, peace sign fingers, scoot your buns back, right, left. It's kind of fun, 10 to 15 times. You can also pull your butt out from behind you if it helps you, it helps me. Notice if your toes are turning in, flex your pinky toes back, spiral your inner thighs down, lock your legs, puff up your chest, fold forward, stomach to thighs, pull, chest and knees stretch, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath. Even at the end, try not to anticipate, just participate. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, okay. Not wind removing pose we're gonna do, that would be crazy. Spine twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana, bend your left leg on the floor, touch your right heel to your left knee corner, right arm close behind you, left arm up and over, draw a circle with your left arm, push right knee out of the way, grab left knee with left hand, heel and knee touch. Point your left toes, keep your left knee on the floor. Inhale, stretch up, abdomen in. Exhale, look over, right shoulder twist. You can keep your right hand behind you for balance or reach behind you, try to catch your left thigh with your right hand for a half bind. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, look back, twist and twist and twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs. You can showgirl, wee, bend your right leg on the floor, touch left heel to right knee corner, left arm behind you, right arm up and over, grab your right knee with your right hand, heel and knee touch. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, look over, left shoulder twist. You can keep your hand behind you or reach behind you, catch your right thigh with your left hand, keep spine straight and chest open. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, look back, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana. I guess what I'm saying is I would rather be a Phil Mickelson than a Tiger Woods, which is a statement I never thought I would say because as a human being, I have very little respect for Phil Mickelson. However, right, he's doing what he loves at 50 years old. And maybe he doesn't have like a six pack, but he's doing what he loves. And you know what? He's not in a ditch by the side of the road, which is really sad to say. How we do one thing is how we do everything. And if you are a perfectionist, if you are trying to prove something to yourself, that will always show up in your yoga practice the way that it does in things that you do outside of yoga. Rather than using yoga as another opportunity to try to prove to yourself that you are worthy, that you are good enough, use your yoga practice to remind yourself that you are inherently worthy, that you are already good enough, that you were good enough when you came to class, right? You've been good enough since you were born, maybe even before you were born, right? We're using yoga to remind ourselves of that rather than to prove something. So on the one hand, we're always reassessing our metaphorical swings, right? We're practicing our swings, but we're also being compassionate with ourselves so that we can do it like through different stages of our life, right? How great is that? Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. And many of you are testaments to that. So thank you for inspiring me. Come to the middle of your mat, sit well, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. If it hurts to sit on your feet, don't do it. Sit crisscross applesauce. Every once in a while, try to sit on your feet because it's a little bit better for your diaphragm when you breathe here. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. It's just gonna look like Baby Yoda sneezing a bunch. It's adorable. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you exhale through your mouth. As you exhale through the mouth, pull the abdomen in. When the abdomen relaxes, the inhale happens automatic. Notice if the shoulders are moving a lot, try to keep your shoulders down. Sit up and enjoy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug, high five, pat on the back, turn around, relax. Final Savasana. Close your eyes, open your arms and legs, get as big or as small as you want. So yoga is a safe space to express who you are on the inside, right? We're using the asanas, the breath, we're using stillness, motion, right? Intentional thought. We're using that as an expression of who we are and like how we love ourselves and how we show up for ourselves. And that is a gift that you give yourself every time you step onto your yoga mat. And it's something that nobody can take away from you. So just keep that in mind, right? Especially if you ever have a moment where you're feeling kind of down or bad about yourself. Just think back to this moment when you showed up for yourself. Good for you. Take an inhale through your nose, feel your chest rise. Exhale through your nose, let your chest fall, and all is coming.